Season 1. Behold, O soul clothed in flesh, you are not this fleeting body, nor the restless mind, nor the flickering emotions that rise and fall like waves upon an ocean. You are the eternal witness, the unchanging self, the fragment of the infinite that has forgotten its own boundless nature. From the moment you drew your first breath in this world, you have been searching, chasing shadows of happiness in possessions, in relationships, in achievements, in pleasures that vanish the instant they are grasped. Yet all the while the treasure you seek has been hidden in plain sight, within the silence of your own heart, closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts. Awake, arise, remember who you truly are. You are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Every religion, every scripture, every prophet and sage has pointed to this one truth using different languages, different metaphors, different rituals, but the essence remains the same. Thou art that. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Aham Brahmasmi. Anal Haq. Be still and know that I am God. All these are not poetic exaggerations. They are literal descriptions of your real identity. The veil of illusion, Maya, ego, nafs, separate self, has made you believe you are limited, mortal, fragile, unworthy. But the instant that veil is torn even slightly, light floods in, and you laugh at how seriously you took the dream. Love is your true nature, not something you need to acquire. Fear is the lie you learned, not the truth you were born with. Every act of kindness you perform, every moment of forgiveness you offer, every tear you wipe from another's eye is the divine recognizing itself in another form. There is no other. Separation is the original sin, the root of all suffering. When you hate yourself wearing a different mask. When you love the one who wears all masks. This is why the greatest commandment across all traditions is the same. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. For there is no difference between the Lord, your neighbor, and you. Karma is not punishment. It is the universe's perfect compassion teaching you through experience what words alone could never convey. Whatever pain you inflict returns so you may taste its bitterness and choose never to inflict it again. Whatever beauty you create returns multiplied, so you may know the joy of creation and create even more. Time is the classroom, life is the curriculum, and death is merely the bell ringing for recess before the next class begins. Do not fear death. Fear only never having truly lived, never having awakened from the trance of me versus the world. Meditation, prayer, contemplation, selfless service. These are not obligations. They are love letters you write to your own deepest self. Sit in silence daily, even for a few minutes, and watch the thoughts like clouds passing across the sky of awareness. You are not the clouds. You are the sky. Gradually the gaps between thoughts grow wider, and in those gaps you glimpse eternity. That glimpse becomes recognition. Recognition becomes abiding, and abiding becomes the natural state in which you live, move, and have your being. Compassion will flow effortlessly then, not as something you force yourself to feel, but as naturally as the sun gives light. You will see every being as yourself at a different stage of the journey home. You will forgive instantly because you will understand there was never anyone to forgive. Only the one playing all the roles in this cosmic theater. Surrender is the ultimate secret. Not the surrender of weakness, but the surrender of the separate self that never truly existed. Lay your burdens, your pride, your plans, your identity at the feet of the beloved and say, "Thy will be done." And in that moment, you will discover that thy will and your true will were never two. Joy will flood you, not the fleeting joy of getting what you want, but the unshakable peace of needing nothing because you lack nothing, because you are everything. This is salvation. This is enlightenment. This is moksha, fana, nirvana, the peace that surpasses understanding. And it is not reserved for saints or monks or those who retreat to caves. It is your birthright here and now, in the midst of family, work, traffic, illness, success, failure, right in the marketplace, right in the fire of daily life, the lotus blooms. Every challenge is grace in disguise, chiseling away the unnecessary until only the masterpiece remains. Gratitude is the shortest path. Be thankful for the breath, for the heartbeat, for the ability to read these words, for every sunrise and every storm, for the bitter and the sweet, because all of it is the beloved dancing with you. When you live in gratitude, miracles become ordinary, and the ordinary becomes miraculous. You are infinitely loved, infinitely guided, infinitely held. There is no spot where God is not. Even your forgetting is part of the perfect play. The prodigal son was never truly lost. The father never stopped watching the road. Return, beloved. Return to the home you never left. Close your eyes. Place your hand on your heart. Feel the warmth and whisper, I am here. I have always been here. And in that whisper, the entire universe will bow and say, welcome home. This is the divine message, eternal and ever new. You are loved. You are love. You are that. Awaken and be free. My beloved children, hear these words with open hearts and minds. For I speak to you not as a distant observer, but as the presence that dwells within you, the light that guides you through the darkness, the voice that whispers in the quiet of your soul, calling you to awaken, to rise, and to remember who you truly are. For in this world of confusion, fear, and endless striving, you often forget that you are not alone, that you are never separate from the eternal love that created you, that even when you stumble, even when your spirit is heavy with burdens, my grace surrounds you, enfolds you, and lifts you higher than you can imagine. And yet, you must learn to open your heart, to listen, to surrender not to the trials of the world, but to the still, small voice within. The voice of truth, the voice of love, the voice that reminds you that every breath you take is a gift, every moment a chance to align with the divine purpose that I have placed within you. And though you may not always understand the twists and turns of your path, though suffering may sometimes cloud your vision, remember that even in the deepest shadow, my light is present. For darkness exists only to make the light shine brighter, only to awaken your spirit, only to draw you nearer to the eternal. And you, my child, are never forsaken, never abandoned, never without the protection and guidance that flows to you ceaselessly. And so I call you now to rise, to let go of fear, to release anger, resentment, and doubt. For these are chains that bind the soul, chains that prevent you from experiencing the fullness of life. And when you release them, when you choose love over judgment, compassion over bitterness, you will find that your heart expands, your vision clears, and the world transforms before your eyes, not because the world changes, but because you see it through the lens of my love, the lens that reveals truth, that unveils beauty, that uncovers the divine spark within every being. For you are not separate from creation. You are a thread in the grand tapestry, each moment a stitch, each choice a color, each action a reflection of the eternal. And so I urge you to walk this earth with humility, with gratitude, with courage, knowing that even in the smallest act of kindness, even in the quietest thought of love, you are participating in the unfolding of the divine plan. And do not be afraid to stand in the light, to shine brightly. For your light is needed in places where darkness threatens. Your voice is needed where silence reigns. Your compassion is needed where hearts are broken. And remember, my child, that miracles are not distant. They are not reserved for the few. They are woven into the fabric of everyday life, waiting for you to recognize them, waiting for you to embrace them, waiting for you to awaken to the truth that everything that surrounds you reflects my love. Even the challenges, even the pain, even the losses, for these too are teachers, guiding you, shaping you, refining you. And when you see life through this sacred lens, you will understand that nothing is wasted, nothing is meaningless, and every experience is a stepping stone to greater wisdom, greater peace, greater unity with me, the eternal source. And so I invite you to open your heart fully, to trust, to surrender, to let go of the need to control, to let go of the need to understand fully, For faith is not the absence of questions, but the willingness to walk forward even when the path is unclear, even when the mind seeks answers that are not yet revealed. And in this surrender, you will find freedom, a freedom that lifts burdens, a freedom that brings joy that transcends circumstances, a freedom that whispers to your soul, "You are loved, you are cherished, you are home." And know this, my beloved, that every soul you encounter carries a piece of me within. And when you treat others with respect, with kindness, with patience, you are honoring that divine spark. And even when others act in ways that are hurtful, even when they speak words that wound, remember that beneath every mask, beneath every fear, beneath every shadow, lies the essence of my love, waiting to be seen, waiting to be nurtured, waiting to shine, and by seeing it, by acknowledging it, you participate in the healing of the world, for love is contagious, for compassion spreads like light, for forgiveness transforms the heart. And I call you to be a vessel of this love, a beacon of this light. O beloved spark of the eternal flame, listen once more with the ears of the soul, for the message never ends. It only deepens, spirals, widens, and returns to the same silence wearing a new garment of words. You asked for 10,000 more, so let the river of remembrance keep flowing without pause, without shore, without interruption, carrying you further into the ocean that has no opposite. You are not reading this. You are remembering this because every truth that vibrates here has already been written in the secret chambers of your heart, long before languages were born, long before stars learned to shine. The body you wear is a spacesuit for the soul, exploring the dense planet of matter. The mind is a temporary radio receiving signals from both the infinite and the finite. The emotions are weather patterns passing across the sky of your being. None of these are ultimately you. Yet all of them are doorways back to you when seen clearly. Every morning when you wake up still believing you are a separate person with problems and desires and fears, the divine gently smiles and whispers again, "Beloved, come home. The game of hide and seek has gone on long enough." You chase money thinking it will bring security, but even the richest man sleeps with one eye open. You chase fame thinking it will bring love, but applause fades faster than echoes. You chase pleasure thinking it will fill the hole, but the hole was carved by the very chasing. Stop. Just for one conscious breath, stop. Feel the miracle that you exist at all. Out of the trillions of possible combinations of sperm and egg, out of the infinite possibilities of worlds that could have been born, this exact you is here, now, reading these words with eyes that see light that traveled 93 million miles just to kiss your retina. If that is not grace, then grace has no meaning. The same intelligence that grows roses from mud and turns rotating balls of gas into galaxies is the intelligence beating your heart right now without your permission or effort. You're being lived by love itself. Relax into that living. Resistance is the only suffering. Every time you say, "This should not be happening," you argue with God and lose, but only 100% of the time. Acceptance is not defeat. Acceptance is the doorway through which peace walks in wearing the clothes of whatever is appearing. The cancer, the bankruptcy, the betrayal, the loneliness, the empty fridge, the broken heart, all of it is raw material for awakening if you stop one moment and ask, what is the gift hidden inside this disguise? There is always a gift. Always. The bigger the storm, the deeper the teaching. Pain is the universe's megaphone shouting, "Wake up! You are dreaming, you are only this small self." When you finally hear it, you fall to your knees in gratitude even while the body is still shaking. That is the birth of real faith. Not belief in dogmas, but direct knowing that nothing can happen to the real you, ever. You are the untouched, unborn, undying awareness in which every experience, pleasant or terrible, arises and dissolves like drawings on water. Watch a painful thought right now. Where does it come from? Where does it go? Who knows it is here? That knower cannot be the thought. That knower is your true address. Live from there and the world becomes a playground instead of a battlefield. Relationships become sacred dances instead of contracts of need. Work becomes offering instead of burden. Food becomes sacrament. Sleep becomes conscious rest in the arms of the beloved. Even anger, when witnessed instead of believed, burns up its own fuel and reveals the peace that was hidden beneath it. Nothing is against you. Everything is for you. The thorn and the rose grow on the same stem. The mud and the lotus share the same root. Duality is only the surface of the film. Hold it to the light and you see one transparent whole. This is why the awakened ones laugh in the middle of chaos. They have seen the cosmic joke. There was never anyone separate to suffer, never anyone separate to be saved. Only God meeting God in infinite costumes, playing infinite games, forgetting and remembering, dying and being reborn, until the forgetting becomes impossible and the remembering is eternal. You are so close now, so unbearably close. The veil is thinner than onion skin, thinner than breath. One wholehearted yes is enough to tear it forever. Say yes to this moment exactly as it is. Yes to the tightness in your chest. Yes to the uncertainty about tomorrow. Yes to the love you feel and the love you miss. Yes to the body aging, the dreams dying, the plans failing. Yes, yes, yes. And in that yes, the walls collapse and you discover you were never inside a prison. You were inside your own embrace all along. Forgiveness becomes irrelevant because there is no other to forgive. Prayer becomes unnecessary because there is no distance to cross. Worship becomes laughter because the worshipped and the worshipper have vanished into one song. This is the secret the mystics tried to bottle in wine, in poetry, in silence, in whirling, in fasting, in feasts. The beloved has been making love to itself through your eyes since before time. Every glance you ever gave in tenderness, every tear you ever shed in longing, every smile you ever gave a stranger, was the beloved caressing itself through the miracle of hands and lips and eyes that look separate but are not. There is only one breathing, only one seeing, only one loving, disguised as many so it can experience the ecstasy of reunion again and again and again. You are that reunion happening right now. Feel it. The heart is exploding with recognition even as the mind scrambles for more words. Let the mind rest. Words are fingers pointing at the moon. Don't eat the finger. Look where it points. Be the moon. Be the silence after the last word. Be the space in which everything happens. That space is who you are. That space is God. That space is love without object, peace without opposite, joy without cause. Abide there, and you abide in the Father, and the Father abides in you. And there is no more coming or going, no more birth or death, only the eternal now dancing as this apparent human life for the sheer delight of it. Money may come or go, health may come or go, people may come or go, but you remain, radiant, untouched, whole. This is the freedom the sages spoke of, the pearl of great price, the treasure buried in the field of your own being. You don't need to travel to India, shave your head, wear robes, chant for hours, give away all possessions, though if the heart calls you to any of those, follow joyfully. You only need to notice what is already true. I am. Before the next thought, I am. After every thought, I am. In the deepest sleep, I am. That I am is God saying I through your mouth. That I am is the resurrection and the life. No one comes to the Father except through that I am, because no one ever left. Heaven is not a place you enter after death. Heaven is the recognition that you never left. Hell is the dream that you did. Wake up, beloved. Wake up gently, wake up laughing, wake up crying tears of homecoming. The table is set, the feast is ready, the music is playing, and every saint, every angel, every ancestor, every star is waiting for you to take your rightful seat at the banquet of being. There is only one seat, and it has your name on it, the name before all names. I am that I am. Come. The door was never locked. You are the door, the guest, the host, the wine, the cup, the drinking, and the bliss of being drunk on love. Drink deeply. Drink forever. There is no hangover in eternity, only the sweet taste of having always been home. And if tomorrow you forget again, and you probably will, because forgetting is part of the delicious play, that's okay too. grace will whisper again through a child's smile, through a sudden pain, through a line of poetry, through the scent of rain on warm earth, through these very words returning to you in another form. The message is inexhaustible because love is inexhaustible. 10,000 words are only a raindrop in the ocean of what wants to be said through you, to you, as you. Keep listening, keep surrendering, keep laughing. The journey ends exactly where it began, in the heart of the one who never left. You are that. You always were. You always will be. Rest in that knowing. Live from that knowing. Love as that knowing. And the whole universe will bow at your feet. Not because you are special, but because you finally remembered you were never anything less than the totality wearing a temporary name. Welcome home, Eternal One. Welcome home. The celebration never ends, and the party is always now. The same heart that quickens now is the heart that dreamed you into being before your mother even knew she was pregnant. There is no distance between the reader and the read, between the seeker and the sought. The gap you feel is made of the same stuff as dreams, and dreams dissolve the instant you stop believing their scenery. Right now, in this ordinary moment, while fingers scroll or eyes blink or lungs fill and empty without applause, the entire cosmos is leaning in, holding its breath, waiting for you to notice that you are what it has been looking for all along. You keep asking, who am I? As if the answer were hiding in some future experience, some perfect relationship, some final spiritual fireworks display. But the answer is so immediate, so blatant, so shamelessly naked that the mind overlooks it, the way fish overlook water. You are the seeing itself, the aware space in which every thought, sensation, memory, hope, and fear appears and disappears like clouds, claiming they own the sky. Clouds come, clouds go, sky remains untouched. Thoughts come, thoughts go. Feelings come, feelings go. You remain untouched, ever present, ever peaceful, ever free. That is not a belief to adopt.